about me, myself, and
It's down to serious business, recording their first song. It's time for the producers and engineers to hear just how far the group's progressed in the vocal coaching sessions.
now you won't serve that me, myself, and I.
Very happy, yeah. I think the first one was a big surprise because it seemed to be, straight through, no fuss, and they're all good at harmonies. Generally, it's all looking good.
Daniela, Jason, Simon and Anna have never recorded in a professional studio before, but they pick it up quickly.
Me, myself, and I.
Yes, I love that song. It's excellent. I'd definitely go buy it if it was released by somebody else, but it's not. It's ours.
Okay, let's warm up, guys. Come on, have a light jog.
Recording is only one part of the Popstars' unrelenting schedule. The fitness sessions are getting harder by the day.
4, 3, 2, 1, and relax.
It's tough work as they are pushed and prodded into shape.
We're going to record tonight, and I don't know how I'm going to get the energy to sing sexy, man.
They will need to be super fit for the energetic choreography Kelly has in store for them. Simon initially had real concerns about his ability to move.
I was just so, A, frustrated, and B, I just felt like I was letting everyone down. I looked at it and just went, it's just too hard.
But choreographer Kelly Abbey's extensive experience is paying off.
I've been just getting it. But I'm just getting it. I'm not finding it easier than doing more. I'm just getting it and then practicing afterwards. So it's coming together though.
From this point on, your lives are going to be absolutely driven by publicity.
Tracy Mayer is one of Australia's leading publicists. It's her job to control any publicity about the group.
It is impossible for me to overemphasise to you just how much in the public eye you are going to be.
Until the group has a name and a single ready for release, it's important all information is kept strictly under wraps.
This is going to seem completely crazy, but as of now, you can't travel anywhere together. You're going to be travelling individually or in teams of 2. You will never be seen out together.
As from now.
As from now. As from now.
And I'm always gonna cherish you.
You bring me love, bring me love.
The recording schedule is tight. There's now less than 3 months to complete the album, so sessions often last well into the night.
One more, still one more.
One more?
Yeah. Another track. Now we'll triple it. Listening one more time.
While recording late one evening, the reality of fame hits home. A rival television station reveals the address of their house on national TV.
I'm packing the Popstars possessions. We have to get out of the house tonight. They're not allowed to come back to the house. Another television program blew the cover on national television. So I'm having to get the guys' stuff out of here and take them to another location.
But the problem is not solved. Just 1 week later, their new address is also exposed.
The spokeswoman said yesterday the group have since moved residence to escape the public eye.
The reality is that I'm honestly really pissed off with the fact that we've got a leak that is causing all these problems. We don't know where it's coming from, and we've thought long and hard, but it's very close to the source of the band. It's getting in the way of all our plans. And unless we sort this out pretty quickly, we'll just be running around chasing our tails.
To solve the problem once and for all, a secure apartment is found. Its location known only to the group and their management.
New home. New home number 4.
No, we're not homeless anymore.
Now we have a home.
Every day for about 8
We were
hours
homeless
we've been homeless for the last 2 days.
We weren't really
Last
on the
3 days.
streets though, were we?
No.
If there's any good news for the group, it's their new apartment.
This is stunning. Great.
Unbelievable.
The Popstars revel in their newfound luxury.
This is fantastic.
But their problems with the media are not over. There's another leak. And publicist Tracy Mayer is furious.
That should never, ever, ever have happened, and it cannot happen.
Publicist Tracy Mayer has reliable information that there's been another media leak. This time, it's more serious.
I am very, 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 very worried about the fact that a national magazine claims to have a photograph of the Final Five group. I don't know how I can say it any more seriously to all of you. That should never, ever, ever have happened, and it cannot happen. We don't know where that photo has come from.
The information proves to be correct. Photographs of the group are published in a national magazine and on the internet.
The problem is we're not even supposed to be here. We're not even supposed to exist.
It's got us going shopping.
I don't need to.
They stalked us. They stalked us.
We're going to have to be extra tight on security now.
Les knows he must shift the media attention away from the group.
Yeah, what we're going to do is bring in some of the finalists that that are well known in the show. They're going to sort of run around Sydney, appear at functions, and they're going to live in Paddington, where our kids were, and then that'll at least give our kids a bit of a chance to finish their job.
Anthony McFarlane, Arnott Olsen and Kelly O'Brien are asked to move into the old house. For now, their first task will be to look and act like pop stars.
Let's go.
But before long, there's another media leak.
One day we have a meeting, next day it's in the paper. And this is pretty incredible. To have these kind of stories in the paper that quickly means that the leak is very, very close to the band, and I don't know where it's coming from. None of us do. All it's doing is just holding up the whole process, and it's interfering with the kids' future, and I'm really angry about that.
Let's do the first half.
Yeah.
The unwanted interruptions have delayed the recording of the album.
No, that's wrong. What is mine?
Their already hectic schedule is stepped up to meet the tight deadlines. 15-hour days become the norm.
We've got it, thank you. Yeah, you're done.
On top of the hard work, Anna is suffering from homesickness. A surprise reunion is arranged. Anna's mum knew that her daughter was just too busy to fly home to Adelaide, so decided on the surprise visit to the studio.
How are you, Are you good? How are you doing? I like you getting on with it.
No, Mum's already crying. This is Mum.
That's Rosa. She must be very proud. She's beautiful.
It's a welcome break for everyone.
Oh, a lot of love in the room.
I love my mum. My girl.
Producing the album is one thing, but Les needs an established record company to distribute it. Festival Mushroom Records are interested, but it's up to Les and the group to convince them to sign off on the deal.
See, they're going to be surprised by what you do. Okay, this is work in progress, but make sure when you get out there, there's just so much attitude. They think, wow, these guys got so much energy. Okay, come on down. Okay.
A lot rides on this performance. Without a record contract, the group has no future.
This is their first sort of semi-public performance.
'Cause I'm gonna blow everything you know about me, myself, and I.
Last year, Festival Mushroom had two of the largest selling albums. This year, they already have 2 number-1 hits. Their experience will be essential if the group is to be a success.
Won't survive. No, you won't survive. Me, myself, and I.
David Champion is the international label manager for Festival Mushroom. It will be up to him to seal the deal.
I've got a question, I guess, for our sales team. Hit record?
Yeah.
So there's one problem. We don't own it yet. We're not part of it. We haven't got on board in partnership with Songzoo, so I kind of think we need to sign a contract before Les takes it somewhere else after firing us up.
Do we get money for this?
No, the band do.
Your name wrong, Liz.
The contract's signed. Their first record deal is finally in place.
Group hug, sorry, moment dress.
Now, the group needs a name.
David's had a lot of experience with names, and maybe you've got a little...
Yeah, there's certain basic rules, and I guess, guys, I should preface it by saying, rules are made to be broken, so this is only just sort of... No, you don't have to cross them off yet. I think it's obscene, but, we'll consider it. There's some basic principles. First principle is you want something that is going to let the band grow. You don't want to have a name that's too specific and too limiting and conjures up too many specific images.
Let's do it as a brainstorming thing. We'll just put the things we kind of like on the board, but we don't necessarily, knock it out or do anything. We just look at it and just put them all on the board, and then we discuss them, okay?
Les, what about Odyssey, but
The search begins.
Prophecy, mischief.
Area 51.
XD or something? Do you know what I mean?
Reminds me of soap.
Chaos.
Okay.
I like that, Mustang.
But agreeing on a name is easier said than done.
Where are we now? We're nowhere.
They decide to call on Jackie O and Kyle for help.
If you've got a suggestion on what you want the new Popstars group to be called, give us a little email at hot30.com. Log on now. Let's go to Crystal. Hello.
Hi, I reckon they should be called Sessa Bombers.
Sessa Bombers.
Now, where has that come from?
That's Italian for sex bomb.
It's Italian for sex bomb.
Yeah.
So what is it again?
Sessa Bombers.
Sessa Bombers. I like it.
Yeah, you
I
like
really
it?
do, yeah.
I think that's pretty catchy. Thanks for your call, Crystal. We've also got Maria.
There are now literally thousands of names to sort through, but the delay is holding up production deadlines. They have less than a week to make the decision.
Frustrating.
Creating the right image will be essential for the group's success.
That's Anna.
It'll be Nikki Sargent's job to design their look.
I'm Daniela. How are you?
The former fashion editor for Elle magazine has styled countless celebrities, including Claudia Schiffer and Kylie Minogue.
Yes. I think the trick is to help them find their style and push them to take it further. It's all about confidence, really. I think, being confident to pull it off.
I want to wear stuff that you don't get away with wearing unless you're
Famous.
you're a pop star.
Just trust me.
Nikki's first job is to style the group for a photo shoot.
This is cool.
The pictures will be used on the cover of their single and album, so getting the right look is critical.
But I'd like it better on you.
Yeah, I reckon it suits you.
Yeah. Because you don't understand what I'm saying. You can pull it off.
Yeah, see, I can't pull it off.
He can't pull it off.
Thanks a lot.
Their first photo shoot is a long and laborious process,
And getting touch-ups.
but it's something they'll need to get used to. But when the pictures come back, the mood changes.
What do you think?
The best thing I can say about this is it looks like a very funky house, but it's a very poor set of shots. There's nothing I'd want to put on the front of a single, and it just looks like the kids just so want to get these clothes off and put their own street gear on. And
They're very unhappy with the stylist, and they basically want to have a meeting with her. And I'm not really sure what we're going to say, but we're going to have to sit down.
Might be the first thing. But again, look at that shot. Anna wouldn't walk out the house looking like that.
I know. As far as I can see, I can't retrieve any photos out of this. I think there's like 10 grand down the drain in this lot.
There's nothing there that we'd use on a single or an album sleeve or a point sale, I'm afraid, Les, without, I think, damaging the band.
Les calls a meeting to resolve the problem.
Okay, guys, for everybody, the photos. I'll give everybody sort of 5 minutes to have a look at it.
Totally.
And the ones with the green dots are the ones that you've liked?
Green dots are ones where we thought, yeah, that could be cool.
Where are the green dots?
That's enough. Okay, so what do we think? Comments, please.
We need more practice.
There's 5 of us, I'm not going first. Of course, you're not dealing with models, you're not dealing with superstars, you're dealing with these kids who just all of a sudden, they're the pop stars and they're going to rocket off into this career, and they're just kids from the suburbs, really.
Like, we see ourselves as wanting to be, beautiful and glamorous and looking gorgeous like Britney Spears. Do you know what I mean? Like someone like Jennifer Lopez or Britney Spears.
You see, you've also got to be realistic. That's the only point.
Pretty, is it?
I know, you've got to be realistic about who you are and what you look like, and you're beautiful all in your own way, but you're not Britney Spears. Or the only point of reference I've had so far has been Britney Spears or Destiny's Child, who, to be honest, that's not what I do. If this is not what you think is right for you, then maybe I'm the wrong stylist for you.
The results of the photo shoot were disappointing, and the meeting, called to resolve the problem, is not going well.
Personally, I think that it's more about the clothes than it is about us in these photos.
Yeah.
And I think that's where it's gone wrong. It's also like, Anna, you're really beautiful, but, you know, you're like, oh, I look fat, oh, I don't like that, oh, my legs, I don't like this, I don't like that. You know, you can't be like that. You have to have a pop star attitude and you have to be more confident. So anyway, what I'm saying is, you know, maybe I am the wrong stylist for you.
The vibe that I'm getting off you now is that you're not really into this and you're doing it for other reasons.
Obviously, I am into doing this. I wanted to do it, that's why I'm here. But, you know, we've had a few communication problems. Yeah. But I think I am fairly straightforward with them, maybe to the point sometimes where I am a bit, scare them a bit. But they do need to be bossed around anyway. The first time we talked about styling and the shots, I said to you, I wanted to do it really real and really casual. And everyone went, oh, no, you know, no, we don't want to do that. We want to look glamorous. So I pushed it a bit further with the clothes, only because I got the vibe that, no, we don't want real. And now you don't like it. And now I've got to go back to what I initially said. So, you know, this is why I'm feeling frustrated.
These photographs are not unusable, but they won't be used for the purposes that we want, because from my point of view, they don't capture what these guys are about. I'm disappointed with that, and, you know, mainly because there's a hell of a lot of money that's just gone down the drain. So we've got to start again.
It's a bit of a disaster, really. But, I mean, that's because it's so difficult. There are so many people involved. There's so many different opinions going on. And I really think that if I just went with what I said first off, we would have been fine.
It's back to the drawing board. The reshoot will need to be squeezed into their already hectic schedule.
We've got to redo whatever we're going to do here, and we've got some other shoots and stuff, let alone media launches.
Another problem that needs to be resolved is the group's name. The delay's putting pressure on important production deadlines.
We will leave here with a name that you've all voted for.
Marketing consultants IdeaWorks have been called in to help.
Quest.
Jackie O, Kyle and thousands of their listeners across the country have supplied a shortlist. But it will be up to the group to decide their name.
Neon.
Prophecy.
Think again.
Scandalous.
Scandal with an us.
Yeah.
Is that what you want?
Yeah.
Yeah? The one. Okay.
Various names are thrown in.
Quest. Cheeky.
And voted out.
Zip. That's gone.
It's become a process of elimination until a name is agreed upon.
You now have a choice. We've got it down to a choice of two names, Quest and Scandalous.
Welcome to the stage, Scandalous.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but scandalous.
I like the sound of scandalous.
I think that what makes these guys fantastic is that they're passionate. They're passionate about their music and they're passionate about what they do, and they love this name from the start. I think we should go with Scandalous.
Scandalous is born.
That's cool!
I absolutely love the name, Scandalous, and I think it's so good that we got to pick a name that everyone loved.
We've been racking our brains to get a name that we liked, and that's the name we liked.
The other members weren't happy with the photo shoot, and I really was. Not with the photos, I was really happy with the clothes, and I think that was the main problem that we had.
Our vision of it was different to Nikki, so we went like that.
It just wasn't us.
I'm having fun. Lots of fun. Thank you for being a part of it all. And I'll see you next time. I'm going to turn it off now. Bye!
For the first time on 7, The Object of My Affection premieres tonight at 8:30, right after Dharma and Greg coming up next on 7.